One.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Gibraltar Open, to the final 8, the quarterfinal, and we will be witnessing a match between Christian Munk Christensen and the young Czech prodigy Zdeněk Žižka. I am joined here by Dirk Schumann, who is of course one of the world's best players, greatest theoreticians. Thank you very much, Dirk, for joining us. I mean, this adds so much value to our broadcast, and I'm sure that the viewers at home will also be grateful and appreciative of everything you can tell us about the game and all your insights.
Yeah, hello everybody. Thank you for this really nice introduction.
I improvised it, but
you
deserve
did it very well.
Okay. Thanks very much. Players are ready. They are waiting for the go-ahead. So final 8, a lot at stake. I'm sure these players are already quite happy to have got where they are now, but we'll definitely be hoping to make it further into the tournament. There we go. Zdeněk, bottom of your screen, playing the red checkers. Christian, top of the screen.
So right now, everything pretty standard, I would say. No tough decisions. Now we got a decision.
Yes. Does making the 4-point take precedence over hitting?
Usually it does against the outfield checker, but probably, I mean, you don't want to get stuck on the deuce point when the bar point is already made. So definitely would play one deuce to the 4-point, I mean to the 21 point, and then, I don't think, I mean, it's close, but it's either hitting or making the offensive 4-point.
I see.
The back checkers I would leave like that and decide. Yeah, and Christian, no, he's taking it back, but then if he does that, he surely will split the back checkers to the 4-point as well.
It's a bit of a dilemma almost, since both plays are pretty equal. But this looks like an inferior option. Yeah, because actually that prepares to play a holding game, and that is more like a backup plan. I mean, red is not really threatening to blitz you right now. Yeah, that's at least a little bit more of an offensive option. And double threes, okay, very good roll, and I guess one builder down from the midpoint. Okay.
Okay, good start for Zdeněk. Okay, now it's much more important to get an anchor.
Wow. So, aces. How urgent is it to anchor up?
Yeah, actually, for red, I mean, red has a stronger board and wants to max. But red is already, if the game stays low volatility, I mean, red is already on the verge of cubing. So, I mean, I understand Zdeněk's idea of not wanting to give his opponent a chance to catch up, like making a valuable point. So he was actually hoping for a bad roll from Christian, so then that he might be able to cube. But now, of course, double 4 is a great shot. So
Christian decides to play this pretty pure. The slot in front of the anchor.
I wouldn't do that against the strong board. I definitely would make the defensive the bar point that has to be. And I think especially this is a very you don't want to actually cover. I mean, you only have deuces to cover basically, and your opponent has a way stronger board, and This is kind of unflexible.
I
So
see.
so that is, and you have that lone checker, and so if red is not able to hit white, the slot, then okay, so we switched. Then red will attack white's lone checker, so you probably won't be able to cover the slot the next time, next roll. So
It looked a bit positionally unsound to you.
Yeah, like an overplay. I mean, you are still on the defense. I mean, you have your anchor, but you're still on the defense. Your game plan should be not to play too loosely when the opponent has such a strong board.
Okay.
So now we are already in cubing territory, I would say, because this is a high volatile position.
Sure.
So a hit followed by a dance. Oh no,
Well, maybe he was on the bar.
He was on the bar, but still a lot of double hits and.
Oh, now
that's a nice roll.
Christian's position has improved substantially.
Absolutely.
So Zdeněk missed an opportunity there.
Okay. So they, I had myself some problems with the clock. Do they have problems with the clock or something? Because they tend not to start and or I don't know what they are.
No, me neither.
No, not clear, but.
No. But this afternoon we had one of those Chronos clocks with a green indicators, and that's much better. Now we have a bit of problem seeing exactly.
Great shot.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden Christian has emerged as a favorite. He has the prime now, the advanced anchor. So now Zdeněk is really happy to not have double.
And that's a hit. But they're still distracted by
something.
Probably the transcription guy who misread.
Yeah, something.
The dice.
So of course he has to hit.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was that the transcription guy got something wrong, maybe. So the double fours, I mean, I now see at the PR must have been really a big mistake to play 8 to 4.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there is a general principle that you shouldn't slot when one of your back checkers is under attack, because then even if the slot gets missed, you will be, the other checker will be on the bar and you won't be able to cover it, most likely.
Okay, here's a cube.
Yeah, it looks like
I would say takeable.
Yeah, I would say so too, because looks still like a. I mean, white still has to clear the bar point, and black has red has a strong board, and there should be some awkward numbers. So let me think of an awkward number, like 6-2 maybe is an awkward number. So
I see. 6-3 maybe also.
Here we go. Okay, so correct double and
compulsory take, in fact.
Yeah, compulsory. I mean,
you don't give away much if you were to drop this in the opening game of a long match. It's more of a matter of match strategy, I think. I think if Zdeněk wants to keep it tight, and he knows that it's like this size of a take,
I think he would take it in a heartbeat. A heartbeat. I think at this level they are both world-class players. I mean, I mean, sometimes this considerations come into play when you're playing much weaker players than. But a very good take.
Yeah.
But at this level, that was a joker. So now. Red's first goal should be just to at least avoid a gammon loss.
Yes, and there may be some tactical complexities or possibilities coming up for white.
Yeah, white
staying behind with one checker to pick up another one or something like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So,
but of course, here too, I mean, there are tactical possibilities for Zdeněk too. If Christian comes in with a 1-5, 1-4, and then rolls double fives, and things like this. But
that's a long shot.
Is that too much of a long shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, there's always some possibility, but I think the only thing is Zdeněk is hoping to roll an ace, like he just did, and buckle up the checker. But maybe, and he definitely doesn't want to get another checker sent back, because that just increases the gammon risk. So that is just a preventive play. He hopes, that's exactly what Zdeněk was hoping for. That Christian comes in, and now he hopes to roll an ace. Now it's a possibility to open the sixes. Maybe that's a consideration now.
Yes.
Clearing the 9 points, so he didn't think about it.
No.
I think that could have been a cute play. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know if it's the right one, but seems like everything's okay. But in those positions, sometimes you can squeeze the opponent of the anchor.
Now it's too late, of course, because now he could jump with a 6 and keep his anchor.
Now you should keep your 6 prime as long as you can.
Okay. Yes.
So actually, Zdeněk should be feeling quite happy now after this joker from Christian, because now he has a good chance to avoid the gammon, and since he more or less preserved his board, he has some outside chances even of still winning.
The early advantage was clearly for Zdeněk in this game.
Yeah.
He had an opportunity to give a cube which was correct, or which would have been correct.
Yeah, and what we never will find out is maybe Christian would have passed. But you never know. I mean, it wasn't such an easy take, because he was many blots and strong board of the opponent. So I can imagine somebody could pass this. So okay, great number. So gammon is pretty much safe, and some very small chances. He doesn't even go for hitting a shot or anything, just wants to save the gammon. And if he rolls another couple of double sixes, then he could even win. So seems like first 2 points go for Christian.
Yes.
Yeah, and his PR is still suffering from the double fours. From the slotting play, that was the only not so great play in this first game.
Yep. Zdeněk always very composed at the board, headphones, focused.
Actually, so many players are using headphones. For me, it would be a distraction, but maybe it's just like to calm yourself down and to get into the zone, as they say.
Yes. And of course, the players are playing in the room where everybody is playing. So I'm sure there is the rattle of dice. There are voices. And they both have headphones on, so...
I remember when I played the UBC contender tournament, the first day was really quiet, but then...
More murmuring.
People were coming in and chatting, and it gets really, really loud. I mean,
I see. Yeah.
So...
Okay, for first blood to Christian, leading 2-0 in what is a long match. You like playing these longer matches, I'm sure?
I prefer, I think, In general, I prefer formats like, let's say, 2 out of 3 7-point matches or something.
Okay.
I think it's also more interesting for the spectators because, let's say, at least 1/3 of the matches will be just one player will be ahead by a lot, and so it loses excitement if you play like in the UBC 7-point matches. I think it is more exciting because let's say at 0-0 to 17, still it's not so exciting if the guy hits or misses a game-winning shot. That's only 1 point in a very long match. So I personally prefer for the spectators shorter matches, but well,
more immediate chance for some spectacular things to happen. This is of course like the opening phase of a long match. Okay.
Yeah. And you see it in other sports, like for example table tennis, where they shorten the length of the sets precisely because of that. Because who wants to watch a guy leading 15-3 to 21? Or it's not as exciting as many shorter matches or sets. To me, at least. Well, that's just personal opinion.
Okay.
So what happened here? We missed a little bit the.
Yes.
But they played pretty quickly, so that means probably there was nothing overly difficult happening.
Zdeněk is on the bar.
So that has to be a double.
Cube.
And that could be a little bit difficult. I mean, the race should be like what is the race? Do we see anything about
the race? Is over there. 45 pips.
45 pips. Yeah. I thought so.
That's a big take, which Zdeněk drops.
Okay. But I don't blame him. My first impression was also it looks so solid, but probably the chances for Zdeněk to make a second anchor. I mean, he has a decent shot at making the 3 anchor, and then he has a very good game. So all that combined and his sound structure, but I could see myself passing this cube over the board. I mean, he seemed to be pretty confident because he didn't think a lot. Maybe 20 seconds or not even. So
he dropped.
He snap dropped basically. So he was pretty certain. Okay, that's the right idea. Just he's very close to a decent double. So now he's 4 pips up, but he has the structural. Okay, he wants to keep the pressure high. Take is clear.
Deuce.
So they're playing really fast. So
they are.
Which actually I advocate in the beginning stages of a match, because you never know how complicated it's going to get. So.
2 blots in White's board, but Zdeněk decides not to slot the 5-point with his deuce.
No, because there are so many hits that cover at least one, like with this builder distribution, that's really great. So you can make it naturally without any risk.
Okay, so this is pretty standard and straightforward. I don't think you volunteer the 2 shots here, do you?
Yeah, I mean, it has to be close, because that is an awkward structure to have the stack on the.
I see, yes.
Yes, later on you are forced to play. The 4s can get really ugly if you don't make the 3-point, if you have this structure, the pile on the bar point.
Okay. So maybe it also creates a 4th builder if you were to play 7 to 5.
So it would be nice to see the. I know, but it's not worth it.
Oh, so. I see. Yes.
Okay.
But he does go for it.
But actually, I like the attitude, not being afraid. Yeah. He finds the right play, but I mean, I think the difference was it that big? I don't think so.
I think it was like 30.
Oh, that's
35.
pretty big.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, the argument for the safe play is that with all likelihood, white is going to crack, and then you don't care if you leave a shot later on. So that's probably the rationale. I overlooked it
Okay.
in my first.
Well, he does
Comment.
after this 6-5. He is faced with an awkward structure.
Probably the builder would have been right leaving the shot if white had a better timing and
Yeah.
without being forced to crack pretty soon. So it's always the nuances, the details that change the plays, and only very best players, like they are.
Is it
have-
worthwhile keeping the bar point here to keep your prime so that white cracks a little further?
Yeah, white doesn't have so many cracking numbers because
Yeah.
5s and 6s don't play already, so I wouldn't say so. I
Okay.
mean, then with all likelihood, white will maintain the 5-point board, and then there are quite a few numbers that leave a shot.
Yeah, sure.
6s, 6-2, 6-3, 6-4, 6-5. So yeah, good play.
This is best.
Yeah.
Okay. So bearing off against the anchor.
Okay.
There's a shot while Christian still has a 5-point board, but Christian misses.
Yeah.
To Zdeněk's relief. You unstack the 5 and take an... shifting.
Yeah, switching, but then, and taking one off. Yeah, that seems to be a good idea. I
Tricky.
think. Yeah, and also it definitely increases the gammon wins.
Yes.
Yeah, some...
Yes. A gammon would be a bit freaky, but you never know.
Okay, so still some hope for Christian. Okay, now...
It goes too fast for the transcriber.
Okay.
Of course, to the transcriber's excuse, we can say the transcriber is not really sitting right next to the board, so he cannot really lean in. He has a bit of a bird's eye view from a bit higher up. So maybe the dice sometimes are close to the edge and he can't see them. So we have to bear with...
and right now they are really playing like if it was speed gammon.
Yeah. Wow, they're now both leaving the table for some reason.
Okay. So...
Okay.
So something with the transcription and...
Yeah.
Yep. They're just helping out.
I see. And the other match going on is that Thomas Muir playing Michael Urban. Michael Urban from Germany, having a good run in this tournament. This would also have been an interesting match to follow, but of course we can't have it all. Then there's Dagfinn Snarheim playing somebody from the UK, I don't know. Okay, but the match goes on.
Yeah. I think we picked up the highest profile match.
Probably, yes.
Probably. Okay.
Well, it's fun to see this young Czech player. And Christian, of course, very ambitious. Suddenly there are blood levers for red. Would not be fatal,
but also some real gammon danger still. I mean, just one big double.
This is interesting. You can take a 6th checker off at the cost of two extra shots.
Yeah. But with the board open, if the board wasn't open with the closed board, it's not worthwhile. But here, it seems like he was wrong.
Yes.
Since we can't see the equities, I don't know if it was a big deal.
So he gave 12 shots instead of 11, but took a sixth checker off.
Usually you do that when the opponent has 7 or 8 checkers off. Then the equity difference of having the extra checker off is like maximized. You don't do it when there are very few checkers off, or when there are very, very many checkers off, or when the gammon is virtually impossible or virtually assured, and then you play maximum safety. Yeah.
Okay, so Zdeněk just managed to reduce his arrears to 1 point. 3-2 is the score now. Split and counter split, symmetrical.
Standard so far. Okay, that's the tiebreaker for now. Of course, he has to make
the 2 points.
The 2 points.
Yeah.
I hope.
Looks like.
I don't also see a reasonable alternative. So he really enjoys playing the double fives because
he wants to cherish the moment.
Yeah. So a fan? No, not a fan. So this is too early to double, definitely. So he doesn't even think about it. Knows that as well, and probably he will bring another builder down.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think I agree. You are in blitzing mode. You should follow your blitzing plan and bring more attackers into the zone.
Okay, now
it's maybe too good.
No, I wouldn't say so. I think it's double.
He decides he's too good.
He should have thought about it. I wasn't sure, but maybe he knows it simply that it's too good, and
it probably was.
It probably was, yeah. But still, after each roll, if the opponent comes in, you should at least reconsider. Now, of course, when the opponent stays on the bar, there's not much consideration going on.
Yeah.
So
as long as Zdeněk doesn't come in, it looks like plain sailing.
Yeah.
For Christian. So that was a quickie. Well, of course, barring jokers.
Yeah. Okay,
yes,
at least so. Of course, he will hit loose if ever he can, and
no need to lift, I would say. Ooh, that's original. So lifting is mostly correct if you are very close to home, right?
Right, and if the opponent has a very strong board, or if it's one of the higher points. I mean, lifting from 6 to 5, and if you have all the builders, but you are lacking builders for the 2 point because it's very deep inside. So then it's rarely correct to lift it. I mean, if the opponent has a 5 point board, then the switching, I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah.
What's actually the reason?
Wrong. Slightly.
Yeah, it's actually
That's a horrible bad double 6. I mean.
Now, followed by 3. Okay. Now what's going on now? Now he should at least think. I mean, definitely not too good.
Cubes. So going from a too good position
to he passes very quickly, but probably. I mean, too many gammons, but but I'm surprised by the speed.
At which they play.
Probably know something that we don't, but this is all like
Well,
at least.
I think I do. I think I know that in a long match with the cube on 1, match-winning chances there's not many match-winning chances at stake.
But you have 12 seconds for free at least.
True. Yeah. Maybe they want to like outpace each other.
Okay.
Because Denyek is playing really fast, and maybe Christian wants to say, "Hey, you're not
Yeah,
going to outplay me here."
I mean, I know that myself, if I play against a very fast player, I also have this inclination to speed up, and that's true. Because, I mean, I played both of them, and I remember Christian was really taking his time against me, and not overly slow, but just at a,
deliberate.
A comfortable pace, but not super fast.
Okay, so Zdeněk decides on a pick and pass play.
Yeah, correct.
And a 6 comes out. He could have duplicated deuces by playing the other checker out, but
isn't it also possible? This is really hard for me to follow. I was thinking maybe you can also make the 4-point and keep the midpoint, or things like that.
Sure, but we don't have to really thoroughly analyze each move.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this cube.
No, I'm just impressed by the speed.
Yeah, me too.
Not because I want to ramble about the positions and they don't let me leave me time, but it's just really surprising. It's so just too gammonish.
Yeah, 12 checkers in the zone and a second checker under attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 to 4.
Nothing much going on in the chat for the moment.
Just had a look.
This is all pretty straightforward, these opening moves. Aha. Yeah, you go from the back.
Yeah.
Because running the other checker all around would be jumping into a direct shot.
Okay, stepping out. So the race is even. He's still happy to hit. Maybe he should advance his back checker. I'm not so sure.
Okay, that's a double hit.
Yeah, now he pauses.
Yeah, he pauses for something which is like a no-brainer, big time.
Yeah, so. But maybe for everybody it's different. Or of course it's different. What are the difficult ones and what are the no-brainers? So now White has to try somehow to scramble home. I think still Zdeněk probably has to make some sort of anchor, but against this very stacked position, it's often better to have the anchor lower in the board. Usually you don't want to have that, especially when the opponent has a lot of builders to be able to make inside points in front of you. But here it's definitely an option to make the deeper anchor. And we see we have an analysis as well.
Yes. So you are quite right. I think I would have just made the 20-point anchor and relied on my...
that would have been a huge, actually.
On my goalkeeper.
Yeah, the goalkeeper gets hit and enters high, and then goalkeeper is gone or something like that.
Wow.
So
that's an instructive position.
Yeah, but that's only due to the stacks. Give white more builders for the points in front of the anchor, you make the 5. But
Wow.
so that was one of the very few shots for white to improve.
So all credit to Zdeněk for knowing this.
Yeah. But it,
Great
he
play.
paused and he invested his time very well, because it's very, if you're in autopilot mode, it's very easy to miss this play, because usually you actually do what you proposed, making the 20 point and the goalkeeper, but not in this super stacked, unflexible positions.
Wow, very instructive. Oh, wow, he takes pretty confidently. I think he is probably right.
Yeah.
He has a strong, wow, that's a killer.
And Christian tends to roll market losers after the double, so that's very good in backgammon, if you can do that. Yeah.
Okay, that brings everything down and to the 5. Okay. 5s.
5s, okay.
Ooh.
That
Ooh, that's a
spells
little,
trouble, but not really yet.
Not yet. There are worse positions.
The next 5, he might be forced to play 6 to 1. So there definitely Zdeněk should stay back to maximize contact.
I see. Even though there is no more a gap between the goalkeeper and the anchor.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of calculation. You count some shots that you get immediately, like 6-5, that you otherwise...
and that makes it worthwhile.
Yeah, makes it worthwhile, because the gammon threat is not that great, to be honest.
Yeah.
And what other numbers were the 6-5?
I kind of forgot. 6. No, I think that was it.
That was it for now. But later on, if Christian has to stack his checkers awkwardly, problems again.
Yeah.
Then
they play at lightning speed, which I'm sure maybe the players should take the transcribers a little bit into consideration.
They should do what is comfortable for them. Them. I mean, that is, they are playing for them, and if that is the way they feel comfortable, I think.
Well, the shocking thing is that although they are playing very fast, they are also playing at a very high level for the moment.
Yeah.
So all credit to both players.
Absolutely. Very strong performances so far.
Yeah, that's a nice clearance of the 8 point. And this is a bear-off against a 3-point game. So Christian is happy to have his 6 points stripped. Yeah. That's exactly what he wants. Now he has a cruel 6-3. That's the horror roll. This is a position from Michi's book. That's a great roll. You must clear the 6, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. The gammon chances are very low.
It's actually pretty close.
Actually pretty close, yeah.
2-ply.
Yeah.
Taking 2 off wins 2% more gammons.
Okay. Okay, 6-3 leaves a double shot again. Okay, 6-2.
6-2.
Okay, we got, but I think he's still not too unhappy about this number. It's very unlikely that.
Sure, there is
now
the
he might
ace.
be okay.
Wow.
And he slots it.
He slots. Is that good?
Yes,
of course.
Because of the blot.
Yes.
Yeah, a second checker, and he's turned the game around. So he will leave that blot, start to bear off.
Wow,
okay,
a double
now
hit.
now it's anybody's game. I mean, of
Big
course,
roll.
Christian is the favorite. Now
No
it's again.
ace, wow.
We are back into gammon
Territory.
Okay, but also, yeah,
Aces and fours, except the 4-2.
3,
3,
4.
4 is
So
ahead.
back to where we started. He will still probably wanna slot the 6 point at some point. I don't know. I wouldn't. Yeah, he's considering double sixes because that would hit and cover and
yeah.
probably losing a gammon. So now he wants to. Staniak wants to assure himself that he's not going to get gammoned here.
Yeah, that's his
because of
first goal. Okay, so interesting development.
Probably to slot. Yeah.
May or may not. Wow, is still correct. Okay, so how many checkers does Staniak needs to take off before he can consider a recube? Wow, look at this.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
if he gets missed.
if he gets missed, he is now 5-3, so no cube yet, I would suppose. Yeah,
It's interesting.
Short check. No.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
This is
it's
a roll
anybody's
versus,
anybody's game now. Good roll. I mean, that's. Seven checkers against 7.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. So now Christian is back in the, to be a big favorite.
Yeah.
Double threes would be interesting. Okay.
Okay. So a set required.
Not any.
Not any set. No. Okay. 4 outs. Is that correct? Yes. 3 outs.
3 outs.
It's not there.
Yeah.
Wow, they are putting us to the test with their fast-paced play.
I'm trying to see the. So one is at 30 minutes, and the other one is like at. Yeah, they spent like 4 or 5 minutes of their time on 9 points. So
That's a good time management.
Yeah.
Oh, well, judging by their PRs for the moment, it is a good time management. Making the 10.
Or stripping the midpoint. Yes, there's some.
Oh, maybe the 3 was an option too.
Yeah.
Play to the 5 would be my play.
Yeah, you're down in the race, so you definitely don't want to step out, so pretty much nothing else that you can do. Still, yeah, making the. I mean, stepping up doesn't seem to. Well, when you're down in the race, it's how many pips? Well, it's a pretty even race. So since White has so many builders for making the bar point, yeah, but usually you have to be ahead by something to. But it's already borderline. Deuces are duplicated, and White certainly is not that happy to hit from his anchor. So it seems like it's a very close decision.
So a change of gears, but in Staniak's rhythm.
Yeah, but that is also a very difficult decision. I mean, to make a proper decision, you have to at least do the pip count. You have to know who is ahead by how much. And so
actually, his play paid off. His play paid off, but like you said, there were many builders for the bar point, and Christian can make the bar point, but now Zdeněk can see daylight with his back checker. That's the upside of his
absolutely
play.
I was just saying there are some wizards that can make the pip count incredibly fast. I mean, I'm definitely not one of them, but that was the situation where where you really have to know what's the standing in the race. Many times I see people counting the race when it's really not helping you at all. Just people tend to like some hard information, even if it's not not really helpful. So
I see exactly what you mean. I see exactly what you mean. Yeah.
But here it was vital to know the standing in the race. Yeah, no, not too many good threes. Also, white cannot just leave blots everywhere because red's position is very solid.
Do you give up the 8 point here to make a strong board, or is that absolutely not done?
It seems like it's again. They have so many borderline decisions, so that's always good for PR if the two contenders are.
Yes,
it's basically a wash, but they are playing excellently so far. So I'm really okay. Whoa, great shot.
Yes.
4s and 5s. Okay, there's the 5. Now it's making the 4 point, I guess.
I agree.
Nothing else.
Yes.
That is forced and not. Yes. 1, 2.
Yes, it is forced.
It is forced. I mean.
Wow, double blotting. That's a
not
comical roll.
Not because he wanted to, but okay. Now we are
too good.
You think so?
Well,
I mean, no, I don't think so. It's even okay. Yeah. I mean, it's a clear double because of the volatility. If you close the board and the opponent doesn't come in, but
you are not guaranteed to cover both blocks.
And red has a very strong board. So actually, even if you knew that it's slightly too good, better double and give your opponent a potentially difficult decision. I mean, here, I mean, it would be. First of all, it would be bad not to double because, I mean, it would be a blunder, it seems, according to XG, but this is a position where many players could be, or some players see already in their mind the two checkers being closed out and losing a gammon and all that stuff. So.
Well, I must say that I was completely fooled by this position because my first inclination was to say too good, which indicates that I would clearly pass.
Yeah, but you have to look at the numbers. Look at the sixes, 6-4 or 6-5. The sixes are probably you overlooked that, and you took it. I mean, it's just because of the sixes. I mean, not 6-2, of course, but all the other sixes you leave the two blots and.
Yes.
Yeah. That was the main feature that made it a take.
Yes, correct. Oh, I would never see a thing like that.
Well, if you were playing, of course, you would.
No, I wouldn't see a thing like that. Because when you said all the sixes, I was thinking, well, what about 6-5? You cover with the 5.
Yeah.
No, you have to play the 5-6.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I wouldn't have seen this. In the meantime, Christian has great chances here for 4 points extra, which would take him to 10-3.
Yeah.
Wow, suddenly.
Okay, there's still no damage done by this double sixes.
No. There must have been a blunder there for white, 6-4, 6-1. I
Yeah,
forgot what roll that was.
Yeah, I also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were still discussing the
Yes.
cube action.
Yeah. Wow.
And since they're so fast, so it's difficult to keep up.
Yeah, we shouldn't, I don't think we should exert ourselves in trying to keep up, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, better discuss some positions in a little bit more depth than, and then maybe not getting everything, and maybe they will slow down at some point. Who knows?
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Zdeněk is probably happy dancing with one checker.
Yeah.
See,
No.
gets a shot. Wow. Can he find the 4 from the bar?
Yep.
Oh, he
Okay.
can.
Fine.
Wow,
We got
that's
a game.
blow for Christian.
We got a game.
Wow, Christian
Now we are
has, what is it, 5 checkers off.
And we are in this containment
Yes.
position. That's always nice. So
Yeah, very difficult.
Okay, now not if you roll double sixes
Up and,
and hit loose.
Gee, that was an easy one.
Yeah. Okay, 3-2.
Oh, that dislodges another checker and creates a second blot, and the cube comes flying.
Okay, but that was what was also obvious. Okay.
Wow. Gee, why so fast?
Yeah, they seem to be on steroids or
Yes,
something.
exactly. It's like almost to intimidate the opponent.
Yeah.
I also feel that Christian has a much more serious demeanor at the board.
Yeah, Zdeněk is just radiating this energy of the youth.
Yes.
Okay.
6-4.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. I find this always difficult.
Yeah, but against the 2-point board.
With the blot. With the blot.
So I really would like to know how big a redouble it was actually. But yeah, I mean it was a very volatile position. So yeah, great play, very well done.
Yes.
Just has to
So
put
rolls-
pressure.
Yeah.
2-6 doesn't
Do anything.
doesn't do anything. So yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, he has to close and hit loose.
Yes.
I mean, even if he just makes a closeout against one checker, he's still a favorite. Oh, 2-5.
That's a huge roll.
Okay.
Zdeněk now badly needs a 3 or come in with both checkers. Aha.
Double fours, and now, of course, probably making. Yeah. It's the doubles are important. That blocks double fives. So
yes.
that should be important. Otherwise, double fives leaves a single shot. But so, what is the advantage of staying back? Actually, do you see any advantage of not blocking double fives?
No, I don't. Maybe playing 19 to 15 generates more shots.
Okay, has to be forced.
Yeah,
so.
wow. Hugely volatile.
Yeah.
3s, 6s, and some deuces.
3, 4. Yeah.
Sigh of relief.
That was with a miss. The match would have been basically over.
Yes.
On the 4 cube, 8 points for Christian.
Yes.
That would be just. So that's what I mean with the long matches. So imagine he wins 8 points and then it's 14-3. So then that, at least until it's like 14-10, people might lose a little bit of interest.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to lose interest as long as you are here in the studio. There's a lot to learn.
Okay,
Wow.
so most likely outcome now 7-6, and we have still an exciting contest.
Well, this was definitely very exciting.
Yeah.
Then you could just as well have been 14-3 down. He found the hits at the right moment, very brazenly recubed without giving it a second of thought.
But
Christian refused to be intimidated and snap took.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the snap take because that was pretty clear with so many with checkers off already. Just I was surprised by the speed of the redouble.
Yes.
Just
wow. It was cocky,
yeah,
I think they call it in America.
Here.
Cocky play.
Yeah, and especially since they are both world-class players with a lot of experience, they can't expect to intimidate the other.
Yeah, no.
No. So it's.
I don't think you can clear the 5. I think that would be a mistake. That must be a mistake, Dirk, right?
Against
no.
two checkers, you cannot win a gammon. So you just, if you take your checkers off, I think the difference is very small. But since you cannot win a gammon, you are extremely unlikely to lose a straight race. So what's the benefit of playing more risky?
Well, maybe I overestimated White's chances of still winning the race.
Yeah, I mean, usually imagine with 3 checkers on the board and 2 checkers closed out, it's already a pass. You have like 20%. So this should be in a straight race, should be closer to 3% or if even. So there we are again in a situation when the win is almost assured. If you don't get hit, just play as safe as possible.
Okay. Okay. I overestimated White's winning chances still in the race.
I mean, the benchmark position is when you have 2 checkers on the board and 2 checkers on the bar against a closed board, then it's a borderline take pass.
Yeah,
So
68% or something.
So that means you have 11 checkers off, and now Christian had like 5 checkers off. So there's 6 checkers less than a borderline take pass. So that sounds at least pretty desperate in a race. Christian
needs a break to recover a bit. Yes, a timeout. He
Yeah,
says, with hands.
that was psychologically. I think he does the right decision. He has to regroup and let it sink in and just
okay.
Look forward. Yeah.
We'll also take a 5-minute break.
Yeah.
So see you guys at home. I hope you're enjoying this exciting match with expert commentary from Dirk Schimann. See you in a couple of minutes. Bye.
Creature comforts when we're cold. The cocoon to culling cuddle folds. When the creatures cover up our shoulders enveloped, we almost forget to breathe. The stones lay like the perfect mother I'd ever seen. A creature comforts when we're cold, a cocoon to curling cuddle folds, and when the crease sheets cover up our shoulders, enveloped, we almost forget to breathe.
Back 2-1 slot. The 3 is optional here.
I think that was the right play.
Okay.
Now you continue hitting, I think.
Aha.
2 in, 3 hit would be my standard. Yeah. I think that's correct.
So, yeah. Okay. I would be tempted to put my checker where Christian's index finger is now, to the 9 point. It's a more valuable builder.
Yeah, and usually it's not so natural to... Yeah, but maybe he stepped up because of the stripped 8 point. That's also a valuable consideration.
This looks like a double hit to me.
Michelle, maybe we can get the game like it was before. It's a little bit small on the... Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Thank you.
To answer a question in the chat, can they see the PR result in the break? I don't think they can. I don't think they are supposed to know their PR in the meantime. But it's no big deal if they do.
Yeah, and actually you cannot avoid it because all the spectators know the PR, so they can get the information if they want to. So.
Okay, this may turn into an interesting game.
Yes. 4-1. Yeah, you definitely. Do you want to anchor? Yeah, maybe not.
Christian thinks it's not the right time to settle for a back game. He doesn't have the timing, so wisely plays a checker to the mid.
And Staniak is way ahead in the race, so he goes for the racing. Good shot.
Yep, great roll.
Makes the 4 prime. Is that or the 5 point?
Yep.
But yeah, I like the. Usually you do the 5 point because white is actually you make the prime, but it's again very small the difference. At least when in doubt, make the 5 point.
This looks to be like an awkward 5.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that bad. Of course, yeah. I was just about to say he's probably not going to play a blitzing game, but okay. He first time that I have to criticize the fast play because I think he might have found a double if he had looked at the position.
Yep.
A little bit closer, so that should be a very clear pass.
Yeah, he did make a mistake, even a blunder. It looks it's in red with the 5-4. He should probably just have covered the blotting board.
That's generally if you're on the verge of cashing, you don't want to give your opponents. You want to give your opponents as few possibilities as you can to get back into the game, and of course leaving a blot that is one of those chances to get back in the game.
So score is even, 10 away, 10 away, balanced match.
So now what's the race? So the race is close to even, so I think I would prefer to just make the bar point. If the race was a little bit worse for Staniak, then you keep the maximum contact with the goalkeeper, but with the race that close, you simply make the bar.
Yep.
And even there are not all numbers really safety that blot. that was again a situation where you
Mm-hmm.
have to count before deciding. And now Staniek will just build his board as quickly as possible.
Yeah, there is a blood lever, 6-1. So typically, if your opponent has blood levers, you want to strengthen your board instead of double slotting. That's what Staniek did.
But still, it's only one number, so it's not a big consideration.
Okay.
Right now, it's really getting the board ready for when it really is likely that you may get a shot.
Mm-hmm. See, now Staniek did double slot
so-
and board.
So, yeah, now he closes, and now Christian should be at least considering doubling because A6, that is a cute play. A6 leaves a double shot now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very
That's tactically very
very
astute.
advanced. On the other hand, on the downside, you have also some hit and cover numbers, and that really hurt you.
Yes, that's clever. Otherwise, the 6-1 would not have left a shot, and now it does.
Yeah, great number. So I think Christian will be able 21 pips. That's a little bit awkward distribution, but
Oh, this
that's giving up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after completing his count, he knows it as well. And the question is the contact still justifying a take? No, it isn't.
Mm-hmm. Okay, 21 pips is just too much.
Too much, and it's only the threes and red might even be forced off his anchor before there's ever a possibility of getting a shot. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would be a little shocked
Yeah,
if Staniek were to take this. This would be a true blunder for a player of Staniek's level. He cannot possibly take this. There's
well,
too
it's
little contact.
There's always this visual bias because White's position doesn't look very nice, but that's not the point here. It's just not enough contact, and all the stacks and the blots don't matter at all.
Mm-hmm.
The shot equity combined with the race equity is just not high enough.
Okay.
Yeah, blunder potential here? No.
No.
Very good.
Yes.
And he has got really all the time in the world now to
Yeah.
make accurate decisions. So
Mhm.
why not take it, just to make sure?
Yeah.
Okay, standard play is come down and hit, I think, if I remember correctly. 39, 6-3.
I think both plays are okay.
Yeah,
Splitting and hitting.
I think it's just but it's those. But actually, those are the plays where you don't need to spend time because it's basically so super close. And but since they have saved so much their time, so they can.
Yeah,
or maybe they paused the clock, or is he still? No, I don't know what happened here. But no, and he finds the right play. Very good.
Yeah, we do get a question about the clock. I do agree, Jonas Murdell. I do agree that I like the other clock much better, the Kronos clock with the green digits. Way better visible than this clock. This is all very blurry. It's hard to see, but we can tell you that Christian has 26 minutes left and Zdeněk about 23. So very comfortable time on the clock.
Yeah, right now I can't see his roll either. So there's some reflections.
Yes. Well, it can't be a 6-1, it can't be a 6-2. I think a 6-4 he would also pretty quickly make the deuce points.
6-5 maybe. 6-5 is he's not on the bar. I was
No, I think it's
hallucinating.
a 6-3.
It's a 6-3 it has to be.
Yeah.
No. What was it? Was it even a 6? Or no, he came in from the bar.
It's a
Or
1-6. Okay.
1-6. Okay. I think. Oh no. Yeah, you're always reluctant to split into the bar if there are those stacks, and he felt uneasy about it, and more often than not, it is wrong for whenever there is a blot on the 3-point. So that's why he felt uneasy, and actually it seems like it was a slight mistake.
Yes.
Because. Basically, he's doing well by moving to his own bar point and trying to achieve a priming game, since the 3-point is not so well suited for a priming game. The 3-point of his opponent,
see, yes.
as you can see. So very often you bring the checker down. Okay. Nothing special here. I think he should come in on the 4 and duplicate deuces or duplicate 4s. You
Yes.
can even play 39.
I agree.
Okay. So let's also put more pressure on the blot. So and it's not even close. It's a blunder actually.
Yeah,
wow, I wouldn't have. No, is it? No. It was I saw the wrong evaluation, it seems, because how can it be that this is so bad? No, it wasn't, actually. He would like to keep the contact. The question is it too dangerous or not? Meaning he actually doesn't want to make the 5-point and settle for another holding game with a huge deficit. Since White's position is not so flexible, he should just stay where he is.
Yes.
But so with all likelihood, the point will go to Christian after this double deuces. I think he should make the 11. And then Zdeněk has to roll something really good. Oh no, he shouldn't. Okay. I'm surprised. That's not good enough. So now he can even think about taking a roll, because there are not so many rolls that get Zdeněk back in the game. The problem is the pass is clear, but the position for White is so unflexible that it's also too dangerous to try to win a lucky gammon here. So
Okay.
well done by both of them.
Yep, that was a quickie.
So, and Christian seems to be well recovered from the break.
Yes.
Is back to a 2-point lead. bring a checker down now, split, yeah. Keep it simple now. Now it's Zdeněk who is in a very comfortable position and is basically looking for a little bit more improvement to then be able to cube. And I think he should make the 10, clear the bar. He's ahead by a lot. Yeah.
Good
And
play.
and since Christian hasn't got anything, that's the perfect time to go for the race. Yeah, I hope he will find the play.
Yeah. Maybe he's a bit reluctant to do it as the 10 point doesn't work well together with the 4
Yeah.
point, but
But it's still a very good landing point. That's not the game plan, because what's your plan now?
yeah, run.
The bar point right now is rather a liability than an asset. I mean, you want to get these checkers to the mid, or want to get them home to be able to double and give a powerful holding game cube. Those cubes are do it. Yeah.
When ahead in the race.
Yeah. I mean, if White had the 5 point or some threats in the board, then it would be too dangerous. Agreed, but that's the perfect time. Yeah, very well. Hope we will do it. Press the clock. Everything's fine.
Okay, but a clear change of pace.
Yeah. That's true. But, yeah, even if you get hit, I mean, you have got the stronger board. You can hit back, and again, Christian is under pressure to roll some decent numbers if he doesn't want to face the cube.
Is this an action double?
I would say, I would at least think about it. That's first. He does that. That's great. So that's already 1 point for.
Yes.
And I think so, because you have some market losers and not so much that can go wrong. What's the race? 22. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, even at those scores, if you are down by 2 points, for example, the power of the redouble of the leader is already reduced. Even at those scores, it's already a factor that you can double a tiny bit more aggressively if you're down.
Yeah. If Zdeněk were to get the 4 cube, he could take it, and after a recube to 8, Christian's gammons would evaporate completely. He would have no value whatsoever of a gammon. So you have to take that into account.
At least in most positions here, since he's got an anchor, and it probably is very unlikely to win a gammon anyhow. But in many positions, you're right. Christian is, how many gammons is Christian gonna win here? So.
Not so sure, but does the 9 point have value here? It does, for sure. Is it more valuable than the bar point?
If you want to block the 3 point, but since you're so far ahead in the race, I think you just want to get home. Later on, it's more difficult to clear than the bar point. So
exactly.
If the race was like 10, 12 pips closer, then yes, but I think this is more like a liability than an asset.
When ahead in the race, you don't want to block your opponent, you want to unblock yourself, maybe.
Yeah, especially since the bar point is also a valuable blocking point. It's not like it doesn't, and it's easier. It's a better landing spot. Well, but only a very slight mistake, but unfortunately for Staniak, punished by...
Okay, but now the 9 point also serves as a landing spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Zdeněk is in great shape, although his race lead is not as big anymore. Else 23 pips should still be enough to bring this game home.
If he... Yeah, now he would be in doubling territory again if he still could. So, I mean, basically he hasn't lost his market yet.
Well, he did cube already.
He did cube already, but he still is... Christian is still very well in the game, and if he were to cube now, Christian still had a take.
Yes.
So sometimes it's right to just leave the shot, but I don't think in this position, like clear the midpoint and leave the 11 number. But here, Staniak has plenty of time to play, so I'm not sure if that's the right time to volunteer. But you should keep that in mind, that sometimes, when you have, your timing is worse. It was a mistake. So
but the other option was definitely not bringing 2 down. It was probably play in the board. Spread your board. Spread your checkers in the board. You don't need a strong board. You can put like 5 blots in your board.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
But if Staniak had fewer spares, then since also Christian had a blot in the home board, so then very often it's a good choice, but I think that would have been exaggerating in this case. But now it seems like Staniak is cruising to a 2-point win, and most likely we are back at a tight score.
Yes.
Yeah, now we are almost assured to be back at 9-9.
There are even, I was going to say a running gammon. Is that what they call it? A running gammon? But that's not going to happen. Zdeněk is playing a below 2 PR for the moment, and Christian a low 2, so a very high-class match. Zdeněk is here with his mom, Eva Žižková, a very skilled player in her own right. And there are more Czech players here. There's Pavel Zaural, who is also a skillful player, and Honza Černý.
Oh, the 9 is missing from the scoreboard?
Really?
No, there it is. He just couldn't find it.
Yeah. So a pretty strong Czech contingent here in Gibraltar, with 4 expert players. Alrighty, 8 away, 8 away. Plenty of time on the clock for both players.
32. Just not a good number, but what can you do?
Double hit, maybe? Or down?
Yes, that looks kind
Or, yeah. Difficult.
Difficult, yeah.
Well played.
Well played, but punished.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, so we are getting, that's a bad number, so I think,
Can this possibly be correct?
yeah, what's the alternative? I mean,
Mhm.
that's the question. I think it looks a little bit too dangerous, but what can you, I mean, the other plays are really, I mean, first playing against a good player, you should know you will face a cube here.
Mm-hmm.
So then
That's actually a blunder.
it's actually a blunder. So, but he already made up his mind that he is going to take it. So when making the play, but I think it's a pretty close take because the structure is so awkward.
Mm-hmm. But again, he snatched it. Yeah, the stripped midpoint doesn't help.
Again, the slotting play with the strip position, he did that play
Yes.
on a double force on the first game.
Yes.
And
Same thing.
again, so he has a little bias there 2 times.
Yeah.
So good shot actually. So if he gets missed, he might be able to make a better anchor. And get back into the game. 6-1, great shot. So now we have a mutual holding game. Or
Wow.
and okay, now he completed the prime.
Mm-hmm.
So next step for white should be getting off of the 5 point and
Yeah.
the problem here, if he leaves the blots, basically Staniek now can just jump out playing 20-15 something. Well, is that really quick? Is that the plan? Why not just jump out?
Yeah,
from
jump
the
out with the 5.
and play 8-5?
Yeah, I agree. I
mean,
agree.
That's why I didn't like White's play that much, because now he's able to do exactly all those things, just run home. I mean, if he brings the checker down, the problem is that with a decent number, White can rebuild his board, and then there's still those kind of far behind checkers, back checkers that he has to get moving at some point.
Exactly.
So I think this looks like a natural time to just get them moving.
Sure. I agree there. White's board is bound to improve, so this is a perfect time to run off the anchor. I hope Staniek finds this play. This is not a good one, although it's not a big mistake.
Not a big mistake.
And here we can see why White's previous play was maybe a bit too loose.
Yeah, now it's it's already sort of a dilemma. Now probably you have to play 13-3, and if White continues it, now you gave up the outfield control to your opponent.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that could be dangerous, because you definitely don't want to break your prime. Now he should make the 2 and slot the 4, and then those checkers already.
Yeah.
I mean, you as red, you already start feeling a little bit uncomfortably.
Yes, look at this roll.
Yeah. And at some point you have to, maybe this is the point now, but
Yeah.
it's not going to get any better. So
Now he is faced with these very difficult
Yeah.
run off the anchor or
Yeah.
not plays.
yeah, and he still has to do it, because he does it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is that a good? Yeah. So now there's some hope
Yes.
for white to contain that checker. And the race is actually pretty close now. So, so
you can
Zdeněk-
make the 11.
Yeah. Has to be, or is there anything else? I mean, you cannot put blots in your home board. Yeah, very good.
Yep.
Yeah, now it's
Wow.
getting more dangerous
Definitely.
by the second for
Definitely.
red.
Yes. So
And
Zdeněk,
as we can see, white is already a substantial favorite in this game.
So Zdeněk is paying the price for not leaving his anchor when he could with the 5-3 at a moment when white had 2 blots in his board. It wasn't a big mistake, but it was not optimal.
Okay, he steps out.
Yeah.
That was a mistake. I mean, now if he gets hit, he only gets very few returns.
And he will.
Okay, he stays alive. I mean, now actually he's up 2 pips, but I mean, hitting followed by a fan would be a market loser. So it's, I mean, it's good that Christian is thinking about the double. So if the race would be like 3 or 4 pips better for Christian, it would be definitely a double. But now you have all those sequences where you hit, but the opponent still comes in, and then you even haven't lost your market. So good decision not to double, a little bit premature, and also good that he thought about it. So he knows he's approaching the point. Okay, so that's the game. Nothing to do.
Yeah. Christian was able to pull this one out of the fire. It looked pretty dismal for a while.
They got lucky first to be able to establish the
16
point,
point
the
there,
16 points that gave him a very stable game.
Yeah, with the 6-1. And then double sixes. Fortunate sequence for Christian there. 8 away, 6 away. Aha. I think you should slot your 5 and duplicate the 4s.
Duplicate 4s very
Yeah,
often.
this is a standard play. If your opponent has his 4 point slotted, you can slot your own 5 point with impunity, duplicating 4s.
I think that was, for example, too fast.
Yes.
I mean, I think if you had posted to him as a problem position, he would have thought about it and found the right play.
With confidence, yes.
With confidence. So
Yes,
that was
Careless.
careless.
If this had been Mochi's quiz, he would have got it right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about it. So, okay, so now he has
That
to
was
come
a
in to
cube.
stay.
I thought so. I was thinking about it.
Yeah. At least I was also thinking about it, but
Yeah, now it looks like a pass.
A pass,
Or at least a cube.
A cube, but again, yeah, cube is is clear.
Well, this was on the previous one. Now
Yeah.
it's become a pass.
Okay.
Yeah, a little too timid by
Yeah, also
Zdeněk.
very volatile position, but yeah, the same. Maybe as a problem, and with the obligation to think at least a minute about it.
Yes.
He might have found it as well.
Yes, I think at this stage of the match, 8 away, 6 away, with what is it, 16 minutes and 22 minutes on the clock, you need to be able to shift gears.
Especially now we're entering a stage where also each decision, wrong decision, might cost quite a bit of match-winning chances.
Exactly. You take the words right out of my mouth. To quote the song.
Yeah. And Christian was desperate to find a move that would enable him to take the cube. I mean, you saw that. How can I take the cube? How can I take the cube? And then he settled in the end, I won't be able to take the cube, which is correct. And now we are at 6 away, 7 away.
Yes. This is exactly the score where Michi made his big pass blunder against Ueda this afternoon. This is a tricky score. The player who is behind should drop a little earlier than for money, even though he is behind. This is very counterintuitive. Apparently, the point you give up as a trailer when 7 away, 6 away doesn't cost you much.
Yeah, what costs you? I mean, the reasoning for that is that okay, if let's say you're in a race, so you will usually lose 2 points. I mean, since you are a clear underdog, so most likely variation will be that you lose 2 points, and then the opponent is 4 away, and 4 away is a very valuable score because then the opponent can win with the match with a double gammon. So that is why this. One is reluctant, a little bit reluctant, at least in races, to take the cube when the opponent is 6 away.
Yes, very interesting. Very interesting piece of information to remember. If you drop and your opponent thereby comes to a 5 away score or a 7 away score.
And for the same reason, okay, let's look at the cube here first. A no double. Yeah, that checker is a little bit lonely over there, but I like the aggression and maybe, I mean, you see all the builders, and so it's psychologically, it's not so easy to take it. The racing lead 46 pips. So although now we know it's a small mistake, I still think in practice it was a very good double.
I agree.
Yep.
This is called a bluff double, as we all know. Christian is shaking his head.
Okay.
That means he is at least in doubt. So the power of the cube lies in the fact that you are offering your opponent a difficult decision. Yeah. Well, with the 5 point made for white and no points as yet in red's board.
Yeah, usually if you have such a structurally sound position and you can prime the checker, and the red can't do everything at once. I mean, like, okay, with the 4-2, okay, what number we can take? We can take, for example, the 3-2. He can make an inside point, but at the cost of a blot. So it's not that many numbers that improve red's position at no cost. So it looks like an army of builders, but there are also some numbers that where you're not too happy to make a point. I think with 3-2, for example, would leaves the shot, probably not, maybe.
Maybe even like 5-2, you make the 4 point, but that gives your opponent a chance to develop some counterplay on his side of the board.
I think to...
Wow, he drops it. This is the first huge blunder of the match.
I think to understand White's attack, you have to go through the numbers, like 5 ace, for example, leaves a shot. Well, there were other shot-leaving numbers, so that is...
wow.
Yeah.
He kind of knows it. He is... certainly
that
not
was
sure.
that had a huge impact on his PR. That was before at World Champ level, and now that cube was very costly. That pass.
Yeah. So there's the double fives again, which he will once again play one checker at a time.
So he likes that. So
yes,
okay,
it's one of his mannerisms.
So you get to know the players actually when you watch them a little bit longer. Okay, so what happens if I think Zdeněk has to come in at least with one checker to be able to take this cube? Am I right? Yeah. Okay,
he
so
does.
that's he meets the requirements, and then it's not a double. 5-1, make the 8, get some structure back. Actually, with the ace point made, you want to have the 8 point and not the bar point, for example. So now...
Yep.
Yeah.
Obligatory double.
Yeah.
9 checkers in the zone. 1 checker having achieved full freedom. Race advantage. Yes.
And Zdeněk only has to take because he's gained some structure as well, and he is happy that his inner board blot is on the deuce. If it was on the 5, it would be a lot worse for red, because then that is closer to the opponent's attackers, and here is a case where you rather want to stay as far away as you can from the attackers. So the deuce anchor would be actually great for.
Yes.
So.
But like the previous position, this looks scary.
Yeah. It is scary. I mean, it's very gammonish, but on the other hand, winning percentages are also very high.
For the defender, you mean?
Yeah, for the defender, yeah.
Yes. Typical for blitzing positions like these, a 5-5 blitz, is that the attacker has winning chances in the low 60s and gammons in the high 20s. And this is a position which is illustrates this perfectly.
Because White is basically committed to a blitzing plan. He cannot fall
also
back.
cube passes.
He cannot. Okay. So some very conservative cube action here.
Yes, twice in a row, both players deciding to let a game go instead of taking aggressively. And now it's Zdeněk who wants a short break. So that gives us the chance to show a commercial and take a 5-minute break. See you at home, don't go away. Okay, welcome back for the probably final stages of this match. A 5-away, 6-away score. Dirk, you have some info on that score?
Since we were talking about the score before, now that the opponent is 5 away, it really costs you to give away that one single point easily in a race, because then again, by giving up the point, you get your opponent to 4 away, and that is very valuable to your opponent. So now, contrary to what it was before at 6 away, 7 away, actually the trailer has to take up a little bit more, at least in races, to fight for the point and not let the opponent get to 4 away easily. So it's just the reverse from the situation that we had 2 games ago.
Yes, I agree.
So 6-1. So that is what I'm teaching, is also that many of the intricacies of scores and take points, you don't have to do all the calculation. You can also get to the strategy by losing
By logic.
By logic. That is a lot easier than learning all the match equities and calculating, and so. Of course, if you can do it, the calculating and all the stuff, you don't need the logic, but I think most people really have difficulties. So now we are already, Christian is off to a good start in the first game with the great double threes.
Yes.
And good play.
It was an awkward 4-2.
Very good 6-4 now. White is a very clear favorite. I think he should just play simple and go all the way. Very close to getting a good double in. Okay, what is that? Double threes? No, double 3-5. So, yeah, still a little bit unflexible White's position. So he wisely decides not to double. And now I would just play simple 11-5. No, he can hit. Now I see it. I thought the blood was on the 5 point.
Well, maybe jump out with 1, put the other checker on the 5, and play 2 down from the mid, exposing yourself to a 3 and to double 6s. Or pointing on the ace, or is that like not good? He considers it.
I mean, any roll that doesn't anchor or is okay. The 3, red can stay alive with the 3, double deuces, double 4s. That's it, and that's not enough. And maybe it's even too good now, or is.
Yes.
Yeah, it's too good. Machine says it's too good. Okay.
And Zdeněk drops
like
before Christian even touched the cube.
I think he was very happy to get doubled here. He felt that his opponent is supposed to take a roll here. So some cube actions, all actually on the conservative side. 2 wrong passes and now a missed play on. So all going into one direction. I think we haven't seen a wrong take yet, or did we?
I can't remember, I don't think so. Yeah, no need to slot with a 14 pip lead in a mutual holding game. You want to preserve your race lead. Again, 2 blots in board. That's a great roll. Wow.
So now we're
Wow, great reply.
Best shot. And now he is red is nowhere near double. Before I was about to say that we are getting really close, but no, we didn't.
The score, by the way, is similar to money. So even if the leader gives a cube and he gets recubed, his take point is about the same as for money, and so is the gammon value. So this is a pretty easy score to play, I think.
Four-way, when you get when you're trailing and the opponent is four-way and is giving you a very gammonish cube, then and also now at four-way, talking about scores, now the trailer has to be very conservative in races, because giving up the extra point
costs you much.
No, the extra point, losing 2 points costs you a lot, while losing the 1 point at least doesn't offer your opponent any new chances of winning. It's still a doubled gammon or that wins the match. So, but here we are just very. I mean, not an even position. Black is a favorite because red is a favorite because, especially since red only needs 2 checkers to block 4 of white's checkers. So even although red is ahead in the race, he is actually right now winning the timing battle because white has so many frozen pips.
Exactly. Yes. 2 points in the outfield look very valuable because they exert pressure on red's 15 point, but one of those points will probably have to go.
And I think the question is now, do you want to preserve a 6? Probably the answer. Yeah, what is the answer?
I think I would keep a strong board because shots may be coming with any 6 almost.
Yeah, no, not any 6. It's just only 6-1, 6-2, 6-3. So,
yes.
So that's probably because otherwise he can clear the midpoint with the other 6s.
Yeah.
And then you get into a situation like that, and then you all of a sudden have to leave a double shot with the 6. That's the downside, I think. Okay, now he should have seized the opportunity, I suppose, and cleared the midpoint with the red's blots. I mean, I'm just seeing a blunder from white. So
yes, see, now he's paying the price.
And now the board is good again, and he has to leave the shot. Yeah, he wasn't aware or not aware enough of the blots in the home board and overlooked the opportunity to volunteer something now where the opponent was actually weak. And now he has to offer something where the opponent is strong.
Right. And now, of course, with a small race lead and a direct shot, this is a
small double,
yeah.
Because it's just like this typical action doubles. You have some numbers that lose your market by a mile, and all the rest leaves you with a more or less even game. So then those positions are very often low equity, high volatility doubles.
Okay. Very instructive.
Yeah, good technical play with the ace to just give yourself some 4s to play, because otherwise shots like 4-1 just leave a double blot, and Zdeněk saved himself a 4.
Interesting position. Both players with front-loaded position.
Pretty much even. Okay, so this will be just decided on the roll where he hits. Yeah, so that's probably gonna be 14-11. So now well, let's see what he rolls. Okay,
Yeah.
so we've got to 14-11. So now
This is
white,
completely
yeah,
difficult.
now
Different.
it's in gammonish positions. White almost never doubles. I say almost, but in very gammonish positions.
Small doubling window for sure.
Yeah, I mean, because you, especially if your blitz fails, let's say, then the recube will be coming very aggressively.
Yes.
On the other hand, if you get into a race, you shouldn't alter your strategy at all. Because the second point, getting to Crawford, is also very valuable for the leader. So, all in all, of course, a white's plan should be to simplify and trying to look for racing positions, which he does. I mean, combined with the prime and everything. And yeah, okay, he has to step into it. But red can now really take a lot more liberally, and that is mainly due to the enormous power of the recube in case the game goes favorably.
Yes.
Five, 2, so he's thinking about going for the kill.
Yeah, no. This is best. Oh, it's not. Wow.
Yeah, it's this sort of unflexible structure, and probably has to leave something in the next row. And now probably the 2 to hit 2, right?
Yeah, the double tiger play jumps out, especially with red having a blot in board.
Yeah. So red, unless it's a double, cannot hit and cover. So
Yeah, that's
So
the strength of the double tiger play. You cannot bring both checkers in from the bar and cover your blot. I mean, this play, I don't think I would think too much about it. It screams.
yeah, especially with the stack on the 6 point. So you really want to unload that stack and
Yeah, second best, but still an error.
yeah. Now there are some devastating numbers as well. I don't know what Staniak is thinking now.
Yeah, he really needs a perfecta to lose his market.
Yeah.
He wisely waits. The ace comes up in the back, I would say,
Yeah.
to see daylight.
Duplicating fours and just stepping to the edge of the prime. So, and now we are. So actually now this is a type of position that black is happy to have. I mean, if he doesn't care, if red, I'm always saying black, red, red is happy to have if he's not getting hit, of course, because here there's a lot of action. And now,
Wow.
okay, this is tough.
Yeah.
This, I think, is too rich, but it's more like a desperation move. I mean, the point of the play is you cannot let white have his full roll because he has 11 checkers in the zone, a good distribution. You are very vulnerable even if you play the safer play. So that's the situation screams for desperation move.
Yes. Putting your opponent off balance and maybe gambling a bit on the 4 dancing numbers.
Or something like ace 5, 2 6. There are some bad 2 6.
2 6.
Here it
yes,
is.
Wow. Wow. But very courageous checker play by Staniak
very good,
here.
very good.
Excellent.
He very well. He read the situation very well. The need to do something. that was no moment to play pretty.
Yeah.
And with the advantage is at another score, you would probably face the cube.
An
And
actual
because
cube,
of the
sure.
because of the cube,
Mhm.
the score, you are not even in danger of facing a cube. So
Right.
at other scores, the action play might have been wrong, or maybe at other scores you make the action play, but then you have to pass, but not at this score.
Yes.
Yeah, twos,
Ooh.
fives, threes. That's a difficult play to find.
Wow, he does find it. I would never have found that play.
Yeah, getting the anchor, the 4-point was just the absolute top priority. Is that the right idea? It doesn't matter. I would have played 8 to 7, but it seems like it's. And here you see the difference. Now we are in a non-gammonish holding situation. Now white can cube normally despite his lead, because it's just white would be doubling not because of the gammon's threat, but because of simply the very high winning percentage. I mean, those holding games with 50 pips racing lead, they are just having really high winning percentages. So, but it seems like he missed the cube.
Yes.
So the funny thing is, his plays still don't matter.
Yeah, but he didn't. Christian didn't cube the previous roll.
Yeah. So yeah, he should find the play that he thinks gives him the best chances of avoiding the cube. And this looks like if Christian hasn't cubed on the roll before, there's a good chance he will just roll the dice again. And
he does.
He does. So of course, those are those consecutive errors of misjudging a proper cube. And now he should actually, I hope he will find, because this is so standard, a holding game with a 54 pips lead. Just and actually now it's exactly take pass. It's a small pass, but you can see here in those holding game type positions, actually trailing doesn't allow you to take a lot more cubes. So now it's again a take, yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, 25% winning chances.
Well, still I think you need to be a really good player to take a cube like this with such a race deficit. Or is this pretty obvious?
No, I wouldn't say obvious at all, because I mean, at least from the logic, Christian is a very good player, and it seems to him it's not obvious at all, because he is not even cubing it.
Right.
So no, obvious. It's always easy to say if you see the evaluations and in hindsight, but when you're sitting there, the pressure. I mean,
I see. This is definitely not a good play, double blotting the board, whereas he could have played 7 to 5, and now Zdeněk can jump into the outfield with impunity.
I have the feeling that the many matches that Christian has played, and it's already late, and they are playing now for I don't know for how long. I think it
5 days.
It's now taking its toll, because in the beginning of the match he was very sharp with his decisions, and now he made some I think avoidable mistakes. Some mistakes are just not avoidable. You just don't know better, but I think he knows better.
Yes.
So this is partly, I think, also due to all the I mean, it's also a matter of
fatigue or
maybe,
loss of focus. I'm not sure. It's hard to say.
Because the position itself is not very complicated.
No.
It's fairly standard. So,
I mean, these consecutive cube mistakes are starting to add up.
Yeah, now he clears the point and will have lost the market if he gets missed. Then it's maybe even a technical play on if he gets missed. No, then it's no play on it. Now he can cash. But yeah, although he made the point, I think when he sees the game, he will be a little bit disappointed about himself in this game.
Yes. Of course, with the winning or is that the winning line or the end of the match in sight, some anxiety may creep in.
Yeah, I don't know. What I recommend is always, before you start the game, look at the score and already have present all the features of the score, like I just laid out in racing games and holding games. Even though I'm the leader, I can double normally and all that stuff. If you make that clear to yourself before you start even the game, I mean, then you have a better chance of not missing those spots.
I agree. You need to be score conscious, and it's indeed a very good trick before the game starts to run the characteristics of the score through your mind, so you are less likely to miss out.
Yeah, actually for myself I have a list for each score, like just a few words, what is the guidelines, and so, okay, now Staniak has to double very aggressively, so anything that smells a little bit of gammon, like this position where white has no anchor, and there might be some blitzing going on and some market losers, he has to double.
Yeah.
Because red is now the only one who can win a gammon.
Or who can profit from a gammon or benefit from a gammon.
So
he was considering the hit on the ace to exploit the presence of white's blot on the 15 point.
Yeah, very well played. So very sharp, again, adjusting to the situation.
Yeah. Wow, that's an unfortunate 6. You have to step into a direct shot.
Yes.
Or jump out with a second checker.
I think I like this play.
Sure.
You don't want to get stuck over there. Okay, great number.
Yes.
So,
wow. Christian badly needs an ace.
Yeah, he looks like a little bit, before picking up the dice, a little bit shaken. So now there's a really good chance that we end up at a two-way score.
Wow.
Yep.
Whoa.
5-point board.
Suddenly a string of perfectas for Zdeněk.
Okay, a little bit of hope.
Yes.
What is it, a 2? It doesn't seem to be hit.
I can't see it.
Ace,
2-1.
2-1. Okay, so then. Okay.
Maybe step up 24 to 21.
Yeah. Or just bring him. I mean, playing 13-11. I mean, he cannot do any banana splits. That is just not the right idea. Yeah, go to the 20 just in case if he anchors that you still have a decent game.
Well, yeah. I think I would play without thinking too much about it 24-21. So both checkers see daylight.
Yeah, but yeah, on the other hand, I mean, I can understand bringing just the checker down from the midpoint because you are in full blitzing mode and if you succeed in closing your opponent out, then you won't have a problem jump the 3 prime usually. So there is the rationale for bringing a checker down. But then, of course, the swing is so huge. If white anchors, then red would have to patch his position back together, which could be difficult. And so he correctly opts for the backup play, the structural play, and now he can go full blitz again.
So a big roll coming up for Christian. He doesn't find a 2 and now a 5 conceal it.
So now just maximize your covers.
Yeah, take your time here to go through the numbers. Maximize your covers. Yep, indeed.
Yeah. Okay, so we are heading now towards a double match point game. I mean, two-way. They will. The first player who can will double immediately, and so we will end up at double match point probably.
We're not there yet.
Yeah,
there
probably.
Are some
Probably.
ugly rolls like double 3. I can see double 4. No,
yeah,
double
you're
4
right.
Is just okay.
I'm just
you are
anticipating.
Yeah, the most likely variation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, still some.
Yeah, double 5s, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I would feel pretty
6-4
confident.
now.
Great roll.
Now we can.
Now it's a wash. Do you really have to? I mean, double 6 still plays badly, so you might as well.
No matter what, yeah, and I would play this. Yeah.
It's kind of funny how Christian waits 2-3 seconds
to press the clock.
Yes.
I noticed that seems to be a habit of him. I mean, I played him, and he also did this, or he's pausing after the opponent rolls a joker, for example. Maybe some double 3s. It was no short equity. It will just a gammon.
Just a gammon. You have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Wow, so this game was really played splendidly by the young Czech talent. A good cube, aggressive, and an excellent play with what was it? The roll where he hit on the ace.
Yeah.
I think that was a great play.
Double uses, I think, yeah. Double 2s, yeah. Okay, so that is now Jin.
Yes.
And we are nearing the dramatic finish.
Yes. So personally, you were saying something about cubing immediately. It's never a mistake, of course, to cube immediately. But you can also wait and try to trick your opponent into a wrong pass.
Actually, but at that skill level, it's...
Well, they have mistakenly passed 2 cubes.
Yeah, but...
which were a bit chickenish.
The risk of losing your market is...
yeah, it's not to be underestimated.
Yeah. So...
now he cubes. Okay.
Now he cubes.
Take classic.
I mean... Now he had to cube because he had quite a few, or not some market losers, but now, okay, so...
Huge joker roll. Swinging the balance completely.
Yeah, but...
wow.
Now it's anybody's game, I would say.
Okay.
Almost. Yeah, 45, 55. So 46, almost. 2-1, and I think
Wow.
we don't. I don't know who's the favorite now.
Yeah, I think you have to play 8 or 6. I mean, it's
Yeah.
what I would do.
Yeah.
Whoa, this puts too much on the line.
But now we have again exactly at 50-50. That is amazing. Double threes. So
You make the bar, is that strong?
I mean, I think you wanna max.
Oh,
yeah, you can.
I think I would make the bar.
Yeah, I would also make the bar. I mean, the ace 5. I mean, with those two anchors, you cover the whole board. And again, white has the 3-point mate and nothing else, and has to clear that blot on the 11th. So a lot of pressure for white if red makes the bar now.
Yes.
I mean, so many numbers that at least leave one blot. Yeah, very well played.
Yes.
And there's one of them
Yes.
now. We have a new favorite in the game.
Yes, and we can see Zdeněk's heart rate is a 115, whereas Christian is really a cool cucumber with the same heart rate as at the start of the match. It's remarkable.
Okay. Yeah, and now they really should take their time. It's
Yes.
the last game,
Sure.
and every tiny error is very costly and match-winning chances.
I agree. Like 22 millipoints is about 4% match-winning chances, I think. It's a...
Yeah, no, it's 2%.
Oh, 2%, yes, okay.
But 2% is
It's
a lot.
huge,
I
it's
mean,
huge. It's
we're
like the equivalent of a 400 millipoint wrong cube decision in the opening game.
Exactly. So that's they should be very careful. So still, I mean, the easiest way, I mean, that's understandable, but the easiest way to win would be just to complete your prime. Now, that was a very good shot. Now
Excellent, yes.
Okay, so
Wow.
probably you would want to hit loose here. What else can you do but hitting
Hit loose from the mid.
or run all the way and have the coverage?
Difficult.
Yeah. Because usually in double match point, it's just the wrong idea to blitz and the conditions are not favorable. You don't have the material. The opponent has got a strong board already.
So you should generally tend to play pure plays at double match point, I once read.
Yeah, and do you really want to make the 2-point? I mean, then it will be very hard to ever close the 5 points. So if you hit or lose on the 2 and white just comes in on the 5, I mean, it's not so easy to see how to proceed for red. So let's see what's the right play actually.
It's running all the way.
Running all the way. So doing something quiet. I mean, you can see the hitting play wins 4% more gammons. But, yeah, what for?
They are worthless. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of, yeah, I wouldn't say natural, but that's your inclination. If the checker is at the edge of the prime and can pop out with the 6, then you just want to remove that checker from the edge of the prime. Just right now, the price is too big, so
That's a blunder.
Yeah, and that is costs so much in match-winning chances and gets.
Ooh, that's a shifting play, maybe.
No, why not hit in the outfield? Actually, I mean shifting. Yeah, maybe, and leave all the other blots.
I think if you hit in the outfield, you
then
allow
he re-anchors. Yeah,
anchors,
no, that was clearly
Wow.
you were absolutely right. So now, okay, he gets a lucky break.
Yes.
That's the worst, maybe.
Yeah, white cannot escape,
And
nor
not
hit.
nor hit. Yeah,
Mhm.
one of the worst numbers. That's for
Yeah.
sure. So
Zdeněk needs to get lucky. Can he?
just enter, and he's but still he's.
No hit.
But still, he's got some outfield control, and actually, those blots. I mean, okay, double aces, one joker after another. So hit and probably play solid and just make the 9 would be my play, I guess.
Or maybe slot the bar now.
No, actually, you don't want to leave blots because your next target is to escape the backchecker, and if you leave blots, then
Look.
double 5s.
Yes.
Okay, this
And
is
now maybe you point.
you point.
No, you don't.
No,
You
still
don't.
not. Still not. No.
Yeah.
No. It's too many checkers, too far away,
I see.
too difficult to contain.
Yeah.
Especially since you get such a nice coverage.
Mm-hmm. Good play.
Very well.
Yes.
It's hard to not make a play that makes the 4th point and puts a checker on the bar. I can understand that.
Yes. Interesting. We don't see what that is.
Yeah. Okay. The ace.
The ace we can see. Yeah.
Okay. So it's 5 ace. Yeah. And okay. This is a containment game.
Mm-hmm.
Red should flood the outfield.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, hopefully when white pops out, be able to hit.
Yeah. White does.
Definitely the 3 is clear, and 6 to 2 seems to be no. Stay back there. No, I think I would just make 6-3. Yeah, he finds the right play.
Wow.
Not stepping up.
Yeah, it's a small mistake though.
Yeah. So then my play would have been right.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose. I mean that's. Sometimes I see the evaluation, but then it changes rank. So 6, 5. Yeah, the 9 point is double 5. No, 6-5 it was, right?
Yes.
So the 9 point is useless almost for red. So because with the 3 point mate, it does. The 9 point is not adding anything to the prime, so well played. Just go for the coverage. 4-2. So make the and 15-13 probably best coverage.
And 2 builders for the value. 3 builders for
The
the valuable 8 point.
The 8 point is the target.
Ooh.
So now big swing is coming up now.
Yeah.
So
Aces and deuces and 5-3. That's it.
ooh, that was a
miss.
crucial miss.
That's
a
a
crucial miss. And he's now at 138. I just see.
Yes.
So
Wow. 140.
140. Yeah, that is because that was the decisive role maybe of the game. I mean, he's down now to 21% or 20%.
His head went down.
Yeah, now he's
despair.
calming down, you can see, but that was, I mean, the excitement is biggest before when rolling, when you see the dice, and then probably then your heart misses a beat, and then you have to get used to what has happened.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but all credit to Zdeněk. He still puts in an effort to extract the most
value.
He still has 20% almost,
yeah.
Surprisingly.
And numbers like a 6-2 leaves the shot immediately, for example. No, 4-2, save. Yeah. So there won't be probably any more super difficult decisions here, I would assume.
Yeah.
And it's just to see if Christian is able to clear those points. That was a good one.
Yes.
So first point cleared. That doesn't do it, so...
Tense moments.
Yeah, I wondered why didn't he think about, because now he leaves the shots also on double fours, double fives, double sixes, but then he gets reward on... So I was just surprised that he could find the play so that quickly. So double fours is the winner for red. Okay, heart rate is going up. He's concentrating on double fours, 140. And
I think he is mentally preparing for another roll. Yeah. Wow.
So that's good.
Wow.
Here it is, yesterday's shot.
Oh! This is like ironic.
Still some fighting chances.
Yes.
I mean,
wow.
White hasn't got the checker off yet. And there, okay.
You clear the 6.
So what are you going to do?
That is a mistake. Oh. Ooh, that must be a mistake, right?
No, I don't think so. I mean, look, the race he was one. I mean, the race is not Jin. Now it's Jin. Okay, so.
Wow, this is a brutal defeat for Zdeněk.
Yeah, and yeah.
He had those...
the numbers, but they were just one roll late.
Yeah. Christian confidently takes off his headphones.
Yeah.
This match is over. What a thrilling climax to a well-played match. Christian's PR went up a bit towards the end because of some consecutive missed doubles at
that was the biggest...
4-away, 6-away score. That cost him much.
Cost him most. Yeah, well done. Both Zdeněk played an extraordinary match.
Yes. And not rewarded.
Not rewarded, and yeah.
That's
what can you do? You see the disappointment, but he's very young. He's gonna win a lot of tournaments, I think, in his future. But that all doesn't help him right now because he must feel really, very. Yeah, deflated. I mean, I always feel deflated after all this high concentration and you really brain working at maximum power and then boom. So it's just like letting the air out of a balloon. So you need some time to, at least I need some time to recover.
Sure, it's like a mental collapse, especially having 22 shots. And we saw the fist pump by Christian. He is extremely excited with this win.
And still doesn't seem to be happy about his performance, or he's not very smiley actually.
No. How about we shift to the other match, Mark? Is that possible to shift to the second table? It looks like there's a 3-away, 5-away score, with Thomas having a minute.
But they are not transcribing it, so difficult.
No, but we can follow it.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow it.
Okay, I mean, it's 3-away, 5-away, that shouldn't take too long. And
cube is on 2.
Cube is on 2.
So it
and
look
probably most likely result is we're going to be in a 3-point match. Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Thank you, Jürgen. Jürgen says that we did a great job.
Yeah.
So that's
Thank you. Thank
comforting.
you.
Comforting.
We appreciate it.
Yes. So maybe tomorrow we may see Jürgen in the commentary box for the semi-final. Semi-finals, which are probably scheduled for, I'm not sure.
11, I think.
Okay, that's a fine starting hour. Okay, so we can witness the climax of this match. I seem to remember that Michael Urban took a very early lead, a comfortable lead, 8-3 it was at a certain moment.
Now they're taking,
And now they take a 2-minute break. I saw
two
Michael saying something like 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to stay here, but we are going to take a short commercial break.
Stood in a world of vines. You were still so lovable in this light. Take on the winds tonight as our bursting garden shoots intertwine. The creature comforts when we're cold. A cocoon to curling cuddle folds. When the creatures cover up our shoulders, enveloped, we almost forget to breathe. The stones lay in flower beds. You arranged and rearranged them to fit. With creative fingers green, like the perfect mother I'd ever seen. Creature comforts when we're cold. A cocoon to curling cuddle folds. And when the creatures cover up our shoulders, enveloped, we almost forget to breathe.
Okay, okay, guys, a little dessert for today's action. The climax of this match between Thomas Muir from Denmark and Michael Urban from Germany. 3-away after a grueling match where Michael took an early lead, 8-3, was then overtaken by Thomas, and now the players are back on even terms. 3-away. The take point for both players is slightly higher than for money. The gammon value is the same. So you can double just a little more aggressively if you have the advantage. Michael's camera or Thomas's camera is slightly in the way, but we don't let this discourage us. Thomas has more than a minute left and Michael about 5 minutes left. We cannot see this roll, 5-3. Simple game plan for Thomas, run out. The 4 goes there and the 3. Thomas decides not to step up. There is at least 1-6 there. It's probably not a 6-6, it's a 6-3, and Michael decides to run. 6-5, Thomas also runs. Thomas has the advantage. 3-1, so we need to count the raise. That's 95, 125 for white, 73, 72, 82, 100, 122, 128. So 3 pips difference is my quick assessment. But of course Thomas not only has well, an equal race, but also priming and attacking possibilities. I think this, I'm not sure. He does have market losing sequences, of course. Yeah, there is the cube. With 40 seconds left, can Michael find a take here? Like I said, the race is even. Give or take 2-3 pips. But can you take this? I'm not sure, but I'm not sure. 15, so there are no spares on white's 6 or 5 point. So attacking is not easy and not advisable with red's 3-point board, and the race is equal. So it looks like Thomas is mostly dependent on his prime value, and Michael takes this. I like the take. 5s, wow, this is like the absolute best roll. It may even be better than 6s, because 6s only primed, whereas 5s attack. This gives Michael 3 shots, aces and 2-1. Ace 4. Thomas now, of course, hugely favorite, but Michael should be able to save the gammon. 6-3 makes the 6 prime. So Michael's only hope now is to save the gammon. He needs to bring in checkers as quickly as he can. This is a roll which doesn't help. Making 2 crossovers. I think I would put this one on the 6. Funny position for Thomas. 7 stripped points. Shifting, I don't think so. Maybe does win more gammons without sacrificing too many winning chances. That's an adventurous play, and it looks like Thomas wasn't really happy with it. Shaking his head a bit, not sure about his play. 2 consecutive double 6s from the bar for Michael. If Thomas hadn't shifted, Michael would have saved the gammon for sure. Now the gammon is alive. Michael needs a 3. It's not there. If Thomas can close his board, there would be plenty of gammons. 6-3. Great roll for Michael. I'm sure there is a spare on the 6. There must be, and maybe even on the 5-point as well. So Michael stays back for contact. 4s are a killer. 3. Okay. Wow, Thomas decides to clear the 6. Okay. That gives Michael the chance to roll a 6 and increase his chances of saving the gammon. So this is very tense now. Michael badly needs a 6 to stay in the championship. 2 off. Great roll, preserving the 5-point board and taking 2 checkers off. A 6, once again, badly required for Michael. It's not there. 5-4 is a good roll. Something with an ace would have been a hard stopper. 6-3. Coming in and bringing a checker in. How likely is Michael to save the gammon? I have no clue. Thomas has a 4 roll. 8 crossovers. Michael has 1, 2, 3, or 7 or something. Double 4s. Great roll. I'm not sure. I think I would bring 2 checkers in. Yes, crossovers are important. 3s. Yeah, that doesn't really win a roll. Still 3 rolls required. 3-2, 1 checker in. The gammon danger has evaporated largely. Yeah. Michael not favorite to, what is this? 4-2. So 6 rolls which will clinch the match. For Thomas, no, it's not there. Audible sigh of relief from Michael, saves the gammon. The shifting play by Thomas looked suspect, but it was probably justified because of the gammons, the increased gammons. So now 3-way, 1-way Crawford. So both players should approach this game as a double match point play, since gammons have hardly any value, at least, well, they have no value for Thomas and only little value for Michael. Thomas has, what is it, 14 seconds left. So he will have to play all these rolls at pace. Michael can make the 5 points. A 2 is important, and bringing an 11th checker into the zone. 5s are dancing numbers. Aces are great. You make the 4 point or the prime. Has 2 more aces to play, Michael. One 4. Tempo hit. Black is red is too well poised to improve his prime. So Michael now big favorite to bring the match to close to double match point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great roll. Anchoring up. Two, 5. And jumping out was an option. Michael would have been well positioned to achieve full freedom if he had played his 2-5 from the back. So this is a 5 with, well, I don't think it can be a 2 or he would continue. So it's, I'm not sure. It's a 3. Then this play looks obvious. A big roll. Thomas finds the hitting number. Thomas trying to contain 4s. Yeah, not easy. I think you clear, I'm not sure. In time trouble I would clear these points. This would be a 4, and then you have 2 4s left. Probably clear the 10. Yeah, this is the play that jumps out at me. 5-2. Michael on the bar, needs to come in. Dances. Thomas wants to close his 5-4. Slotting. Wow. Very bold. There's the 5 for Michael. That's where the ace goes. Thomas will keep attacking if he can. He can't. Wow. Ugly 5. Michael finds the escaping roll and is now a huge favorite, of course. Two, 1, okay. 6s and 4-5. 4-6 is a hit. Wow, big roll. And 2 checkers have come to the edge of the prime. Ace 3. Where does the 3 go? Safe. I think that's good. Sixes. 1, 2. No time to think. Okay. Three, 2, that makes the 4 points. Thomas needs to counter prime. Yes. Michael now needs a 4 to escape. That's an ace with something. Probably not an ace 3, or he would step up, and not an ace 4. It would be very bad for Michael if this were... It's an ace 6. Cruel roll, not a good one. 2, 5, okay. Blocking the escaping 4, 6. 5 with something. It can't be a 5, 4. It can't be a 5, 2. It can't be a 5, 3. Wow. So maybe a 5, 1. I'm not sure. 5, 3. Okay, he decides for this play he could have made the 3.5s. Okay. So an ace with, I think, I'm not sure what it is. Ah, it's a 4. Yeah, he was in doubt whether to use the 4 to cover his ace or to step up. I think you need to step up. But it's probably a 3-1, because with the 4-1 I think I would step up and make the bar. It's a pity we have to guess a bit. Ah, it was a 4-1. Michael judges that he has sufficient time to roll a 1, 3 or a 4. There's the 4 already. Thomas badly needs a 3. No. Sorry guys at home on the chat, my eyes are glued to the screen. Okay. 4 or 5 required. For Michael, it's not there. I think you bring 2 checkers in. Yes. No 3 for Thomas. Something with a deuce. It cannot be a 4, it cannot be a 5, maybe it's a 6. Ah, 2-1 it was, okay. Another chance for Thomas for counterplay, no, no 3. Once again, 4 or 5, there's the 5. Wow. That looks like a game clincher. It's very tempting to make the 3-point, but I think it's not correct. I think I would play 6 to 5 and 2 off. Michael knows this. He plays it well. Needs to avoid a 6-3. 6-4 is fine. Six-5, that must have been 3, ace. Yep, 6-3 is fine. So about yeah, lots of, well, some, at least some shot levers. No idea what that is. Not a shot lever. Okay. Wow, 3-1. Oh no, 3-2. Okay. Wow. So Michael hangs in there. The only thing Thomas can do is save his free drop. Not very valuable. Fives may do it. Okay. Barring doubles, the score will be 16-16. Double match point. Thomas has 12 seconds left. And Michael has a minute left. And they take a break. So do we. Stay tuned.
fast? No, it's okay.
No, dear? Okay.
Okay, welcome back everybody for the climax of this quarter-final. Hi Kirsten, it is indeed the quarter. I know that Christian Munk Christensen qualified, but they have no information on the other matches. Let's see how Thomas pulls this one off. Can he do it again? I think he should. Double match point, 12 seconds. The clock is a bit, I'm not sure about the clock. It says 18 seconds, but does that have the delay on it or not? I'm not sure. This looks a bit like a different kind of clock. 3-2 makes the blocking 11 points and continues. A 3 is a very good roll, giving the initiative to Michael, making the 4 and stepping up, looks good. Can't see that roll. 6 and 2 plays itself. The ace anchors up. Okay, mutual holding game, racing advantage I would say to Michael, also a stronger board. Yes. 4s are a great roll, but what to do? You cannot afford to take checkers back, I think, if you are in time trouble. 4-3, okay, you could have gone to the 6, but it probably doesn't matter much. 6-3 clears, it clears the 14 points. Yeah, looks like obvious to me. 71, 104, 124, 127, I think 127 for Thomas. 51, 120, 140. Yeah, about a 5-pip lead, I think. For Thomas, unfortunately for Thomas, this is a position where he cannot go wrong much. Slight favorite, or maybe even clear favorite. I would say 2-1 favorite Thomas here. The 5 and the ace go probably to the 7. Fives, wow, that's a big roll. That's a big roll. Michael should now be up in the race. 46 and 46 is 92. 63, 107, yes. Wow, close race. 69, 80, 106, yeah. Really close. So now this is a 100% no skill position. Players dependent on luck here. Who can find the best dice here? It's completely out of the player's hands from here on. Poor roll for Thomas. 2 crossovers. Michael is likely to be the first one to take a checker off. Well, 5-3. Michael now clear favorite thanks to that miraculous double 5s. 6-5 is great. Michael now big favorite to clinch a place in the semis. Yeah. Yeah. Michael now probably a 10-1 favorite. Another poor roll for Thomas. Now needs a miracle. That would be a big win for Michael Urban from Germany. Sixes suddenly bring some life back to now only 5 pips down. Thomas? Sixes, wow, that's a killer. Can Thomas find another set? No. Yeah, Thomas needs 2 sets, or he will be out. 6-3 is not good enough. 4-2, it's over. Congratulations to Michael Urban for taking a place in the semi-final. It's been a long day, it's been a long week here at Gibraltar, and this was the climax of probably the last quarter-final. Tomorrow the semi-finals will start at, I think, 11 o'clock, maybe 11:30, so be sure to join us tomorrow and watch the action here from Gibraltar 2020. Thanks for watching all day, thanks for being with us here. Thanks also to the production team, Mark and Stephen, for staying up late, and we'll see each other tomorrow. Good night.
Creature comforts when we're cold. A cocoon to curling cuddle folds. When the creatures cover up our shoulders, enveloped, we almost forget to breathe. The perfect mother I'd ever seen. A creature comforts when we're cold. A cocoon to curling cuddle folds. And when the creatures cover up our shoulders,